Good morning, good morning, good morning. I see Shady's in here already. Holy smokes. Dee Dee and Foxanne just ended their stream. I tried to make some coffee, but couldn't get it done in time, so I might have to disappear here for a minute. Doesn't look like there's many people in here yet, just four. So we'll just kind of hang out for a minute. Hey, Uncle Smiley, hope you're doing well, my friend. No doctor today. That's a good thing, right? That's always a good thing. Quirky, what's happening? Good to see you. Oh, good to see anybody at this point. I think I did 9 or 10 days of 16 hours to get everybody back in power. That still might be happening. Hey, Kreger. Good evening. Good middle of the night. I don't know what it is over there. Today's little thing is going to be, hey, Jeff. Right? I need coffee. Uh, Today's going to be on what do you do? What do you do when you have issues with your tank leaking? So, Nano, hey, Nano, how's it going? Hey, Kitty, yes, I did. I got off yesterday too. I finally got some time off. Got rested up a little bit yesterday. Daughter came in Wednesday, well, technically yesterday morning at 1 a.m. and we waited up for her. So I was on top of working 16s the day before, so or that day on Wednesday. I don't know how to put it. Whatever. So yeah, that was fun. Denny and Mr. Fantasy or Mrs. Fantasy. I actually don't know. I'm not good at remembering the real names. I figured if you wanted me to call you your real name, you'd put your real name down. Like Jeff Kane, for instance. Hey, Jeff. So I think it's just going to be me today. Most of you probably already know. Skip had, some serious life-altering things happen within his family, and poor Ed, his dad is in the hospital again. So he's going to be spending time up there with him. And yeah, so anybody want to come up, just kind of say something in chat, and I'll see if I can make that happen. Johnny No Shoes, hey buddy, and Miss Dee Dee. He's lurking and working. Oh, he's got to work today? What? You got to leave for work? What about your show? You're not doing the show? I didn't see any notifications saying you weren't going to be on. We got Mexicali. Hey, George. We're going to be kind of low key today, too, because it's been a rough couple weeks. Hopefully that doesn't scare you all off. Denny, what's going on? I'm not sure I understand that question. I think I probably missed half of it. Or what do you do with a drunken sailor? So I think I'm caught up here. I don't see anybody new. Jeff, Quirky, Dee Dee, Shady. J Rock. There he is. There's somebody new. Hey, J Rock. What's going on, buddy? So yeah, anyway, back to I acquired this 150. Let me see if I can do this without completely destroying everything or showing you things that you don't need to see. So that 150 right there, it's a beautiful tank, but it's an older tank. And I noticed when I set it up that some of the caulking, some of the stuff had peeled up on the bottom left corner there. And I'm like, ooh, that doesn't look good. But it's held water for a couple months, so I thought, well, maybe that was just a little of the extra, overhang, whatever. So I let it go. I filled it up, and then the other day, maybe 2 weeks ago, 17 people in here. Jeez. It's I don't know. It was before my last stream would have been had I had it, but I was not. There was water underneath the tank, and I am like, oh no. So I looked behind it to make sure it wasn't the hang on the back filter I had, just circulating it. There was no cycle or anything. I was just circulating the water to keep that filmy haze that kind of accumulates on stagnant water. And nope, it wasn't that. I opened up the bottom door and felt underneath there, and sure enough, it's wet. It's not a fast leak or anything, but it's enough where it's going to ruin the stand if I let it keep doing it. So, because those stands aren't 2x4s. I don't know what they're made out of, but you get them wet and they're pretty well done. So I have to pull that up. My neighbor is a glass guy. He's the son of a guy who owned a glass shop. So he was able to pick up a lot of information on, how-tos and what you have. And I asked him if he still had it in him because he's a tree trimmer now, but he was pretty good. So Johnny's not got a show today. He said he's got one more fish tank in him. So I said, well, I'll get it dried out and let's see what we can do. We'll try to recock it. Did you see anything cool in the woods while working this week? No, I saw nothing. It's just, I don't know if I could say cool because it's kind of not cool for the people that it happened to, but some of the damage you have to just look at like, wow, what the hell? The wind just snapped trees off, 24-inch diameter trees, just snapped them over, midway up. There was one dude that had the whole half of a tree. It was an oak tree that was probably 3 or 4 foot in diameter. The wind had broke it off, picked it up, and then dropped it like top end down onto the ground in his driveway, and the fat end was up on the wires. So yeah, it's all kinds of weird stuff like that. But I wouldn't call it cool because that would seem wrong to me. What else we got? Oh, my wife is so nice. She brought me coffee. Thank you, honey. What else we got going on here? 20 people. Babs, I haven't seen you other than just a minute ago. In a long time. You've been hanging out in other people's streams, I think. Oh, so she says she hasn't been hanging out anywhere. She's out of the loop. I've had some surgery and had been out for a couple of weeks. Sad about Ed's dad. Hope Skipper is better. Skipper's fine physically. He's just, I don't know how much I'm supposed to tell, so I'm not going to say anything, but they had a loss. Mousy. Hey, Mousy. As you can see, that energy you were hoping to borrow from is pretty low, so probably not going to get any of that. I might die if I give out any more. So what about anybody else? Who else has to work today? Kitty, you normally have to work, but you're here. You're just getting ready. Kreger, I don't know. You're probably sleeping at 3 a.m. I don't even know what time it is over there. Oh, so Corky spilled the beans. So, okay, that's Skipper, not Slippers. But auto check, you got to love it. No, oh, he didn't spill the beans. Oh, no, that is not correct information, Corky. I'm sorry to say. Yeah, that did not go well. So I guess I spilled the beans, thinking that you did. All right. They're just trying to go through some of the comments here so I don't completely ignore you guys. Hey, Volcanics. Hey, how are you? How are you? How are you? Sent you a message. Oh, Kreger sent you a message there, Quirky, if you didn't see that. Depth charge. Hey, buddy. Loading up now. Head to Ohio Fish Rescue. All right. You get to go. Oh, that's right. Tomorrow is it tomorrow? Tomorrow is the mods pick, whatever they're calling it. You and the missus, I imagine. I, I can't remember what they said, but I mean, obviously Raheem is going to make it, but hopefully everybody else does. We have a lot of down trees this year. Yeah, that's for sure. I don't know where you're out of, Moshi, but yeah, I mean, this storm that rolled through 2 weeks ago, we had my wife saw 15, and then when I got to work, they said as many as 19 tornadoes hit the Chicago and Chicagoland area. 19, in one single night. Multiples down on the ground at the same time. I have a feeling it had something to do with the hurricane, the weird winds that it creates that kind of just make their way inland. I mean, that was a long way to go, but I mean, it made some news all the way up. I know Iowa got hammered pretty hard right before us too. So that's for sure. That's for sure. Yeah, I wish I need to get back over there, just to go back over there, hang out with Rich and the guys. Jason H, what's going on, buddy? Just catching up. Trying to get into tree trimming, line clearing myself. Any advice? Um, I just never stop moving. I mean, I don't. As far as getting the job, you shouldn't need any experience. I mean, it'd be nice if you started a chainsaw once in your life before you go, but I didn't. When I started 30 years ago, I didn't have any experience whatsoever. And if they're like um, by you, if they're like us up here, I mean, they'll just throw you in as a groundman and you learn as you go. The only advice I would give you is tree trimming is hard. You're going to get worn out. Um, you're going to be tired and you're going to be overwhelmed at first because you will probably work harder as a groundman than the climbers. At least most of them. Some climbers go crazy and just go up and down. But most of the time I was working as a groundman, I had three climbers, so I was trying to keep up with three instead of just one. And yeah, you can't lean on the rake. You can't. Don't be standing around. It's not a bullshit session, it's assholes and elbows all the time. And the further up you get, yeah, the more a little bit more lenience you get, unless you're on a job that pays by the hour, and then it's everybody's going crazy, just working, working, working. Anytime it's not a job that's paid, regardless to how long it takes you, you know. I think I had that wrong. By the hour, you don't get pushed as hard, but when you're paid by the job, you're pushed pretty hard um, to get it done, get on to the next one. So if it's privately owned or not union, those guys work even harder. I mean, when they come into as a experienced workers in the line clearance field from that area, they are always much further along than the guys that we've brought up from nothing, basically, like me. Yeah, just because they know what they're doing, they know that they're getting paid, and they get paid more if they do more. So, which isn't always the case, not when you're in line clearance, but it's everything's pushed by the dollar. Although safety is pretty big right now too. So, like most companies push safety, 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 so they can't really push you too hard. They don't want a bunch of accidents driving up their cost. Alishon, what's going on, bud? Oh, okay. So it was posted on Facebook. I'm not breaking any news. Okay. So for those of you that don't know Skip, his father-in-law did pass. Probably should have confirmed that before, but I trust Alishon. Yep, it was yesterday. I missed the time. He gave me the time, but I'll forget. It was later in the evening, though. We got Vulcanix is hanging in there, volunteering at our homeless shelter today, doing intake for the weekend. Intake. I'm not familiar enough with shelters to know what that means. I have to get my butt in gear and escape a tank for the at least be. Oh yeah, right. If you're coming today, you better get rolling, man. Yeah, I've forgotten. I mean, I still get on Facebook a little bit, but I have fallen way off, and it's no, I don't have any complaints about it. Facebook is Facebook. I know people complain about it, sewer, but really, I mean, if you have a bunch of people that you don't know that are bothering you, unfollow them, unfriend them, whatever you got to do. I mean, mine's pretty tame. I don't really see much. The political crap gets on my nerves, but I can scroll past it. I don't have to get. There was a time when I would stir the pot on purpose, just because I could. But that gets old, and I've lost a couple friends doing that, so it's not worth it. I just scroll past now. The wife and the son going up to Ohio or over. We got Tracy. Hey, Tracy. She's got herself a YouTube page if anybody wants to go over there and check it out. I always forget the name of it, though. So here, let me look. It's a long one. It's like, no, it's not 2 words like mine. Oh, I'm so bad at this. Hold, please. This will take one momento. As I say, I don't get on Facebook much. I'm jumping on Facebook. Marquette Area Aquatics, Amphibians, and Reptiles. That's the name. Marquette Area Aquatics, Amphibians, and Reptiles. See, I can't be expected to remember that. I can barely remember Whip's World. But yeah, that's basically what I do it for too. I do it for keeping up with friends. I have one buddy that he actually prefers the messenger over texting. I think it's the size of the font because he's younger than me, but he's not that much younger than me, and his eyesight's not great. But I don't know that this is any different, other than, he uses a computer, not a phone. I remember when a chainsaw moves around 600 teeth a second. Make sure you wear protective gear. That is for sure and for certain. Yep, follow the instructions the people who are teaching you are giving you, because if you hold that saw directly in front of you while you're cutting and you catch a fence or anything, and that forward momentum from the chain is stopped immediately, that inertia will go somewhere, and it's usually straight backwards. And by the time it hits you in the face, the chain's moving again. So it is, I've seen some horrific wounds because it's not a straight cut. It's not a clean cut. It's a jagged, quarter-inch wide, nasty thing they can't even stitch because it's missing skin between the cuts. It gouges you. It's a bad, bad, bad. So. And Corky, you're too pretty to be getting all messed up in the face. Right Tree, that's where I started, Jason. I started for Right Tree back in, this will age me, but back in 1991, January of 1991. Gonna idle in chat, but I'm back to work, so I'll catch y'all later. Okay, we'll see ya. We'll see ya. Have a great day and a better night. Yeah, I hired someone, J-Rock. Hired someone a few years ago to do tree work and hang and tree and swing. They worked their butts off. But they smacked my gutter. Yeah, that happens sometimes. We are definitely not perfect. I crushed a swing set. My buddy, I think he was paying me. I didn't want money from the get-go, but I don't do things for my friends for money. I don't know, it feels weird. I shouldn't have to be paid to be your friend, So I was over there cutting down a tree and had it tied to my truck and was pulling it over. It was a big tree. And it was 100% on me. I can't blame the wind, can't blame anything but me. The saw was dull, and I was really working the saw. I had to really just put tons of effort into it, and it wasn't cutting straight. What I should have done is stopped, sharpen it, and started it again. But I'd already started and got bullheaded and just said, I'll make this work. And then the tree went sideways and just completely destroyed his, the wooden A-frame style swing sets that kids have. just mashed it. And had it gone the other way, it would have hit his house. So I got lucky there. But yeah, that was, he was very nice about it. He's like, oh, well, my kids are grown and they don't really use that anymore. And don't worry about it. And I felt like shit, but live and learn. Do it right the first time. Saw a video. Yep, those cuts are horrible. Week 5, what? Man, I can't believe that you're not getting called back. Come out to Chicago. They'll pick you up in 15 seconds. They're hurting for people. Although right now, I guess not. I might have lied right there because they did just lay off a bunch of people. And because of money, though. I think it's the ICC didn't pass one of the, I don't know, they were trying to get something passed through the ICC and they didn't. So they couldn't do that program, which would have been able to fund one of their projects. And without it, they had to let go of some people. So don't just come to Chicago. Inquire first. But yeah, most businesses ever since 2020, nobody wants to work. Fill in positions is hard right now. Hey, Melvin. Sorry, I'm just getting to you. That was like almost 10 minutes ago. Hope you're still here. And if you are, hello, hello. Big Steve, you're in the same boat. I'm working my way through the chat very, very slow. Hope you're well on this Friday morning or afternoon for some of you. No, it's still morning. You East Coasters, what is it? 11:30 out there, right? I forgot my login. That means you haven't been using Facebook. You just got it logged in all the time. Dude, hedge trimmer, that almost removed my dad's thumb one time. You're talking about the ones that look like the blade kind of goes like this. If you're looking down on it, the blades come out this way and they come back and forth like scissors. He got the cord. It's stuck. I mean, he's cut lots of cords too, but the one time, I don't know what he did, but he somehow brought that thing right across his big old thumb. And, he's a big man. I mean, back in the day, I mean, he was 6'6" and every bit of 300 pounds. So he was a big dude, and it went through his thumb like it was butter. The only thing holding it on was basically tendons. But they were able to reattach it, and he's no worse for wear, 50 years later, or whatever it's been. So I don't see. Hey, MNC, what's going on, dude? Sorry it took me forever to get down to you, but it's just me. And I'm not good at this while by myself. I guess I need to do it more often by myself just to get better at this whole thing. Other people make it seem so effortless, like they just keep going. I mean, Rico, that guy, he was off for how long? A month? Maybe more? He comes back last week and just picks up like nothing happened. So, got a lot of hellos. Come on, people. Give me something to work with here. Dull layout, yeah, for sure. I'm telling you, sharpen whether it's a knife or a chainsaw or whatever you're cutting with. If it's dull, sharpen it. Don't be a bullheaded idiot like me. That's how things go bad in a hurry. Yep. Squatchy. Hey, Squatchy, what's going on? Glad you can make it. Nita's world. We got another world in here. Two worlds colliding. I heard that's not good. Seems fine so far, though, right? What have we got here? Yeah, exactly. Those toothy ones that looks, yeah. So it's the same one. I mean, I don't remember exactly what he was using. I know it was a saw, and I think it might have been the one with the blade that comes through the panel. It comes up through, not the kind you bring down. I might be wrong on that though, but Tommy from Silver Creek. I mean, he's missing two fingers because of that, because of a saw. I don't remember if it was complacency or I know I've heard the story, but I don't recall because my my memory's not so great. I just remember it was pretty horrific. I mean, he went through some stuff. We're going back to this was a couple of weeks ago. For anybody who wasn't here before, I lost like half a tank of fish on a water change. And to be honest with you, I have not done a water change on that tank since then, just because I wasn't home for the last 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks, 10 days, and that encompassed 2 weekends. So, yeah, I missed a couple. I definitely need to get jump on that either today or tomorrow. Probably today, because um, if you weren't here at the beginning, it's my daughter's 30th birthday yesterday, and she came up from Kansas City to hang out a little bit, and they're going to go into the city and take in a show, and then they're coming back on Saturday, and we'll figure stuff out, whatever they want to do. Hey, Dix, what's going on? Sketty, hey, Sketty, almost passed you right by. That wouldn't have been good. Can't be passing the Sketty. Whew, now that took some skill. The whole, you cut it up like through the bone? Wow, that's crazy. Hey, it looks like I'm to the bottom though. Oh yeah, the wife just reminded me. As far as tree trimming goes, you also got to worry about crazy people. Crazy people are everywhere, and we had a situation, and I don't know the final outcome on either situation, but right here, where in the area I work, we had a guy get pissed about the noise we were making. You know, because during storm we're working sun up to sundown. He got mad and came out and he shot one of us. He just opened fire and then barricaded himself in his house for a while till after 10 o'clock. This was yesterday. I guess the incident happened around 3, but they didn't get him out of his house until about 10. So that was that's scary. And then I read an article where another guy in North Carolina shot 3 tree trimmers. So I mean, both within about a half an hour of each other, and they're not talking about. They haven't. Last I saw, they haven't said how those tree trimmers are. So all 4 are unknown to me at this time. I have not done any further research on it other than I saw it. I read the articles when they happened, but woke up late today because we were out pretty late last night, or I was, and I only caught about a half hour Foxy's show, which brought most of you here. So yeah, that's where that's something always fun to talk about, right? Crazy people. Cutting corn stalks when she was 9, nearly cut her thumb off at the knuckle with a machete. Jeez, that's some crazy stuff right there. you were you were swinging. When oh, we do hate cyclists, Corky. That's universal. Everybody hates cyclists. Get out of the damn road. Just kidding, buddy. Kind of, mostly. Yeah, they just people get irritated. I mean, I don't know if it's like this everywhere because I don't go everywhere, but I know and a lot of angry people out there, and it's got I don't know. I don't know why. It's just everybody's at each other's throats. It's just crazy. Time to get some Kevlar vests. Yeah. She was a big girl at 9. Yeah, but still, I mean, how do the logistics go? Maybe you were holding it. Maybe that's what it was. Okay. That just came to me. We actually, I don't know how long, well, you were 9, so it's been a bit. Um, my son, my youngest son was looking for work, just for fun money back when he was, I don't know, in junior high probably. And they were detasseling. And unfortunately, we had a couple deaths because um, they had worked their way through the field, like halfway through the field, they had come up upon some of the machinery that was idle. I mean, it wasn't like it was working. The machinery itself did not hurt them, but it had become energized with something. And when a couple of them leaned up against it, they were electrocuted. And that came across. I was working, and it came across the news we were listening to. It was local news that 2 or 3 kids had passed, but they weren't releasing names, obviously. So yeah, that was an immediate call home. That was before cell phones. Before the kids had cell phones. I had a pretty strict policy on that, right up until an incident took place that I couldn't find my daughter, and uh, it got to the point where police were called, an Amber Alert was almost issued, and then they came strolling up the street. So that was fun. But yeah, after that incident, she had a cell phone immediately. We love cyclists, but my funny story, my brother was mowing and hit a rock and it nailed a guy cycling with his buddy between his goggles and the helmet, knocked him down. He was fine, but the odds. Yeah, right. I mean, I've had my buddy and I were on our way from one town to another. Now, it wasn't a very busy road because back then things weren't that busy. But the guy come and we both had long hair, but his was much more, more. I don't know how you say it. Not full. I don't know. He had the curlier hair, the wavier hair, and the guy passes me up and goes along, hangs out the passenger, and grabs him by the butt. And then as they go by, they realize he's a dude. Whoops. That was pretty funny. But those rocks can be scary. Kitty, not if he was fine, that's great. But geez, I've had one of those things, the industrial mowers. We were sitting in the gas station and they were mowing the median, or not the median, but what do you call the grass between the parking lot and the street, whatever. They were going along there, and they threw a rock, and it passed between my boss and I, and hit the window to the door going into the gas station, and it just obliterated it. Just the entire sheet of glass was gone. I'm like, geez, that didn't hit me. Yeah, right. I mean, it's just crazy. People get angry so fast. I try really hard not to anymore because I was one of those people, but I was ahead of the curve. That was one of those people before people were doing it. Like I'd get so mad. My kid, when he was little, would kick his shoe off in the car, and I'd, oh my God, I'm so mad, and I'd throw the shoe across the parking lot, and then of course I'd have to go get it. Feel like a dumbass because you couldn't get out of the car without a shoe, not a parking lot. God only knows what he'd find on the ground out there, especially in the town we were in. Yeah, so yeah, it's just people are angry all the time. Jeremy, what's going on, bud? Chopped off fingers and cycles. Uh, I read that like a 2-year-old. I just got on chopped off fingers and cyclists. Gonna have to go back, see what I missed. Yep. Pardon. Did I miss somebody? Oh, that's never. That's just me not remembering people's real names. Detasseling is becoming mechanized. Yes, that is true. Um, it actually freaked me out a little bit. Not freaked me out, but I was like, what the hell? I was standing in a field and I mean, it had been detasseled almost precision like. I mean, it was precision like. I mean, it was just zing, like a giant knife had come through and just cut the tops off of everything. I'm like, what is going on with that? It was the first time I'd ever run across it. That was many years ago now, but now it's pretty common. But I walk through a lot of cornfields doing my job. As I walk down the transmission lines, they go over ag fields probably more so than they do through populated areas. So yeah, I'm like, what? Did the aliens come? And Dick says, I was raised on a 280-acre truck garden, and I don't know what a truck garden is. You grew trucks? That sounds weird. And we were cutting the stalks and the sweet corn to feed the fodder. Oh, yeah. Gotcha. Man, it's still hot. Woo! My dad is taking out a storm door that way. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, those things don't, they come at you hard, fast. They're in a hurry. Hard, fast, and in a hurry. Sketty. She says, yesterday I watched a helicopter spray cornfields. Oh, guess what I got to see? I got a short video of it, but I don't think I'll be able to play it. Maybe I will. Let me see real quick. It wasn't a helicopter, but it was very similar. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see it. It's a freaking drone, probably 4 or 5 foot across from one end to the other. Can you see him spraying? That should be coming up. I can see it on my screen anyway. Yeah, that thing was gigantic. It might have been 6 foot across. I don't know. But it was the first time I pulled over. I said, "Oh man, I gotta get a video of that." Hey, DJ Guppy's here. What's going on? Did you get through the backlog of trimming work? Yeah, we're on it now. I actually took yesterday and today off to be with the kid, um, spend time with my daughter, and they definitely worked 16s yesterday, and I know they're at the very least they're going to work 8 today to make when we go on storm. Normally we work 4 10s, so this might be deeper into the weeds than you want to go, but normally we work Monday to Thursday, 4 10s, 40 hours. But when we go on storm, it automatically shifts back to 8-hour days. And so then we worked 8-hour days, which gives us, I'm going to be short on my check 8 hours if I don't work on Friday today. If everything was normal. So if I had just taken Friday off like I always do, I would have been short 8 hours normal pay, but I would have had, 3 days of time and a half. So you don't really worry about it that much. I probably would have gone in today if the kid wasn't up here, just so that all that overtime stays overtime and I don't have to use it to backfill the backfill the regular pay. But because I'm taking vacation, it doesn't matter. So we're all good. What else have we got going on here? The drone can get so much closer to the crops. Yeah, that for sure. I mean, what you saw, I hope you saw, that was like a foot. Yeah, usually, and the more common, Melvin, the more common use is we get these yellow planes that crop dust. And if you're not paying attention, they'll pop up like over a bridge embankment, like you're coming up on a bridge embankment, and they'll just, because they're so low to the ground, and then they come up over the road passing over top, and they're like, hey, there you are. Why is there a plane 8 feet off the ground? I don't know. But they're almost always yellow out here, so it's just a blip of holy cowedness. Melvin's over here. Quit jumping. Over here like Outlander. So it looks like Jeff Pelham is here. Hey, Jeff. I finally got to meet Jeff on a stream last Sunday or 2 Sunday. Yeah, it had been last Sunday. That was our one day off that we had. Oh, it's still hot. Burning the throat. The helicopter is incredibly precise. The downdrafts seem to be to help keep the spray down. Yeah, the helicopters and that drone. I mean, geez. Hey, Red, what's going on? Danny V, what's going on, Danny V? Oh man, that's wrong, but I bet it's funny. I can't name names because somebody probably get in trouble, but back in the day, like 30 years ago, I had several of my friends that were in the military, and they were out on patrol in a helicopter, doing whatever it was they were doing, and just training. It wasn't anything. They weren't like actively trying to do anything, but they pulled up alongside a train, and they had nothing but blanks in the what are they M50s, whatever helicopters have. And they flew along this train and just opened up, so it looks like they're firing it. I know it's so wrong, but it was back when everybody wasn't getting shot every 15 days. But yeah, they saw people taking cover. I don't know. I probably shouldn't find that funny, but I do. It's like the scare cams that where people hide under beds and grab people's feet and watch them just completely freak out. I find those hilarious too. It's a sick sense of humor, I suppose. What else we got? Yeah, how many people I lose with that? I should be careful what I admit. Yeah, those that's I mean they can all go upside down obviously, but watching a biplane, I mean I'm not that interested in planes overall, but biplanes are pretty cool. And like I give my big town, the city, a hard time every time they bring in this air show. Not because I don't like planes, but because I don't like they have to shut down. I live in the country, so they shut down one road that is one of the few roads that go north, and I have to go way out of my way to get to where I want to go, that is irritating to me. So I usually end up complaining, just to me. I mean, it's not like I'm going to the board of it, board or anything. I mean, say, this has to stop. I just whine about it. Because I know other people do enjoy it. And I'll admit, watching a jet do some of the stuff that a jet can do is pretty cool. I just don't like I just don't like being inconvenienced. Why are you making me go 15 miles out of my way? Yeah, that's right. First time. That was over with MNC, Mike. And oh my goodness, I am gonna forget the other dude's name, Jeff. Who was the other dude? Or was he just up there like as a guest? I didn't even ask. I should have asked because he left before the end of the show. Sarah is want you on our stream. What? Try that again, Jeff. Sometimes I read things badly, but sometimes they're typed badly. Sarah is want you on our stream. That's not me, right? We have an airplane show here every year. Should be coming up soon. Yeah, I don't know when ours normally is, but I would imagine it's got to be coming up. Oh, you get to see all the cool stuff. Now that would be something. I've never seen that even attempted. Yeah, I haven't seen her in well, I haven't been on streams much either. She kind of picks and chooses her streams these days. I can't remember the last place I saw her though. Was it Jason's maybe on Sunday morning? But it would have been 2 weeks ago because I didn't catch anybody's stream last week, other than in the evening when um, MNC invited me up. I got to catch his show because normally I'm on. I mean, literally, I'm on as a co-host or as a panelist or whatever they call us on Tennessee Mafia on Sundays, and he streams at the same time. So I don't usually get to catch his show, but because they had canceled, I was able to, and they're like, "Come on up." And because I never shy away from an invitation to come up, I came up. I have a fish topic. I just realized yesterday that all three of my blue angelfish are males. That could be good. It might, even though they're males, if there's no female, um, it might be that they won't fight. Maybe. Man, I was at the bottom. What happened? You guys got chatty. I remember watching Blue Angels years ago. Yeah, some of the things that they can do. Have you seen the one that there's a video clip of a plane landing on an aircraft carrier that's just coming? I don't know if it's regular speed or not, but it's coming in pretty hot, and it just pulls up and hangs there for a second, and then lands. Like I mean, it doesn't even land like a plane. It just goes whoop, boom, and it's down. And I'm like, who was the first guy that decided that that is even possible? And where did they try that at? That's not like you're going to be crashing into a tub full of styrofoam or whatever those pads are. You know, like with the trick bicyclists that go off ramps and they do their thing and they see what they can get done before they crash into the pit of different shaped styrofoam stuff. Yeah, you're not doing that with a jet airplane. Oh my God, I am so far behind. Oh, watch out for the drones. Skynet has been launched. Yeah, right. Yeah, I took the female hand angel. Huh? What? Oh, okay. Yeah. That's kind of what I figured because I know that works for cichlids too, you know, Africans anyway. Yeah, that's another thing, but that's not really here in my small town. But the main drag out and about and around, most of you know I live pretty close to Rockford, which is in the northwest corner of Illinois, and yeah, it's they've got bridges tore up and I don't know. They're just working on a lot of different things at once. One of the members of Cheap Trick, the guitar player, Rick Nielsen, he was instrumental in bringing in um, like a gambling place, but it's not on a boat here. It's going to be in a Hard Rock Cafe. And in order to put it where they put it, it looks like they had to do some infrastructure changes to the on and off ramps and that sort of thing. So they got that all tore up. And then the every year stuff that they seem to do, where they pull up half the road and have four guys working on it. That's not frustrating at all. Ah, she's trying to help me out. I'm trying to, what? So let me see if I can catch up. I'm going to kind of skip ahead here, just glancing at because we're getting close. I know Johnny said he's not streaming today, but my daughter's here, and I'm not going to go too long here. So they're going to be leaving pretty soon, I would imagine, to get into Chicago. So I'll spend as much time as I can with her before then. Maybe go out, get her, have something for lunch. Hot air balloon festival. Now that's something. I don't know I've ever seen a festival on it. Oh, shucky dang! Hey, the captain's here, Captain McReynolds. For those who know, you know. Yeah, you could have come up with me today. You were here the whole stream, I think. Come to Teespring so that you may buy, ladies and gentlemen, people of all ages. Yeah, you get a kick out of that. He's baffled every time people buy any of that stuff, though. He's always telling me I don't deserve it. I'm like, dude, you're funny, you're personable, you deserve it. Uh-oh, delayed reaction. Blue Angels crashed into the house at an air show. Oh yeah, and did you see the one it almost looked on purpose, where there were the big, and I don't know planes, so I apologize, but it was a big plane, like a B-52 or something, just a great big plane, just making a slow way across, and then another jet just came screaming in from behind it and crashed into it, and they both went down. I'm like that had to have been on purpose. But I've seen that clip on Facebook or YouTube many times. Just horrible. Oh, I probably waited too long and I missed her. But have a good weekend, you guys. And just jumping down here, other 10 minutes from the Canadian Warplane Museum. The sky blooms when, oh, I bet. I bet. So, okay, I think we're going to just call it. It's 11:02, and I'm struggling all damn day to come up with something to talk about. But watch your tanks. Make sure if you're going to buy used tanks, look for that caulking in the corners. That can go bad for you in a hurry, or in my case, not in a hurry. They have 3D video of the Blue Angels fighting. Yeah, it's just crazy. That is nuts. I mean, you bounced for Rick? That's awesome. Yeah, he lives right here in Rockford now. Him and his son Miles. Um, they've since gone their separate ways, but Bunny Carlos lives nearby. I've talked to him many times. Um, Rick Nielsen, not to Rick, Xander's kids. A lot of them still live in the neighborhood in the area. So hey, Dix, no problem. Hopefully we'll be back next Friday. God willing, and the creek don't rise. So we'll talk to y'all later. Have a great weekend and make sure you make time for people in your lives that matter. Bye. Did it end? I don't know if it ended.